Allingham with the Virtual Weber Bullet with a quick tip on freezing leftover pork butt. I've got a small household, just me and my wife, so when I make pork butt, I go down to the warehouse store and I come home with that big cryovac of 2 boneless or bone-in pork butts, and I season them and I smoke them in the Smoky Mountain Cooker, and it's dinner time and I tear into one of them and pull it apart, shred it, and we enjoy it very much. And then I'm full and tired afterwards, and I look over at the stove and there's another pork butt sitting there staring at me saying, don't you want to process me now, pull me apart, shred me up, maybe portion me out and put me into Ziploc bags or freezer bags and store me in the freezer? And I say, no, I really don't want to do that because I'm very tired and I'm full. Had a long day of barbecuing and I don't want to mess with you. So sometimes I will take that pork butt and just wrap it in plastic wrap or foil and put it in a Ziploc bag and throw it in the chill chest back here. Then someday later I pull out an entire frozen block of pork butt and I have to thaw it out, and then I have to heat it up, and then I have to shred it apart. It's a lot of work as well. But recently I stumbled on something that I think works pretty well for us as a small household of 2, and it might work well for you too. That is that on that second pork butt, I pulled the bone out of it, and then I took a great big knife and I cut it into 4 chunks, 4 quarters. And I put them into a food saver bag like this, and I put them in the freezer. So now when we want leftover pork, simply take out a 1/4 size chunk, let that thaw in some cold water or maybe in the refrigerator overnight, and then all I have to do is shred this little piece of pork, and it's enough for us to have 2 meals. My wife and I each have a meal plus a little bit left over. So not quite as daunting as having to process an entire pork butt weeks or months later when I don't really necessarily want an entire pork butt. I didn't have to put in the effort to shred it all and package it in advance. So quartering a cooked pork butt and freezing it in quarters and then eating it in quarters later, that's my quick tip for you today from the Virtual Weber Bullet. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.